Okay. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing swell and well. Pay very close attention to the number 1, the number 2, fire, and triple dollar signs. Pay close attention to how often you see a straight. Pay close attention to the sums. Pay close attention to the very last number you see. Pay close attention to the top 5 big money patterns. Pay close attention to the black sheep. With all that paying close attention, I want you to just focus on the top 5, and I want you to concentrate on the number 1. On January 23rd, they dropped 649. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, on 121, I informed my VIP clients. I told them, look, to win, focus on my top 5 3 digits. I promise the first 2 big money patterns have the highest probability of winning. And because of that, they will manifest between the dates 121 and 129. I also guarantee that you will see this combination debut in your state. And of course, in Georgia, a catalyst state. I also made a declaration that in most cases, even though I don't practice this, I can make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP that my number 1 big money pattern would manifest straight on 123. 649 dropped for me and my VIP. Ladies and gentlemen, 487. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see how Georgia is circled with the bullseye? That means that came from Georgia. I got receipts. Don't ask me. I'll hurt your feelings. Ladies and gentlemen, to win, you must focus on the top 5. I promise the first 2 will manifest by the deadline date. The deadline date was 123. You see that for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, 7013. Remember I told you to remember about the fire. A 5-year-old can pick out fire. I promise, when I put a number on fire, it has the highest probability of winning. Not only that, check me out. Fire will manifest 117 to 125 in your state first, and then it'll go to Georgia. How can you miss the fire? Ladies and gentlemen, 7013. Straight So looks like I need to cut this short. I don't see no love flowing across my screen. I'm working hard as fuck, so you don't have to rely on luck. All you got to do is look at that number 1 and fire. That's a portfolio winning combination. Ladies and gentlemen, 8745. Ladies and gentlemen, your number 1 motherfucking big money pattern. Straight. Told you. Look, on 123, there is no wait. In most cases, I don't practice this shit, but I can make this shit happen. I made it happen straight. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back. 7013. Woo! Straight. We got 8745. Woo! Number 1 big money pattern. Straight. That's thousands upon thousands. Y'all don't hear me though. Ladies and gentlemen, 752. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee 752 would manifest straight between the dates 121 and 130. Ladies and gentlemen, 559. Ladies and gentlemen, the black sheep is not going to lie. It was on time, straight in Tennessee. On the date, the black sheep told me, look, nobody's going to be thinking about this combination. Be sure to include this combination straight. Nobody was playing it. Nobody was thinking about it. Nobody was wagering on that combination. This makes more sense than a little bit for the lottery commissioners to draw that number. Why? Because that puts them in a position where they don't have to pay you that much money. Here we go again, 7951. Woo! Oh, yesterday was a great day for the VIP. Look at me go. I promise the top 2, ladies and gentlemen, to win, you need to focus on the top 5. I promise the top 2 will manifest between the dates 116 and 124. That dropped on 124 on my deadline date. Straight! Ladies and gentlemen, 029. Ladies and gentlemen, on fire. The big money pattern is not going to lie. Between the dates 119 and 128. Here you go again. Promised my triple dollar signs to do what they do. Numbers are not lying here, ladies and gentlemen. No flips, no mirrors. Just pure energy, frequency, and vibration. 771. Promised. The very last number you see, I promised to make it manifest first. Straight. Between the dates 122 and 131. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 8035. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar sign that big money pattern to manifest on 123, 122. 121 is when I saw it. 122 is when I provided it and promised my VIP you would do well if you do that triple dollar sign. Triple dollar signs are promised. Fire is promised. First 2 are promised. Ladies and gentlemen, 358. Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 big money pattern by the deadline date in Georgia. You see it for yourself. 115 to 124. Deadline date 124. Today's deadline date is 125. Be sure to remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 296. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 hours. I promised my VIP I said, look, to win, focus on my top 5 3 digits. I promise you, the first two have the highest probability of winning. And in most cases, I don't practice this, but I can make it happen. Straight! Ladies and gentlemen, 4285. Ladies and gentlemen, only motherfucking big money pattern on fire. I told my VIP, hey, look, I promise the fire will manifest 117 to 126 in Ohio. Here I go showing off, ladies and gentlemen. You see it for yourself. Numbers are not lying here. Told them they would see it 118 to 127. Top 5 is all you had to focus on. That's the first triple dollar sign. That should tell you something. You got your 9612. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed my VIP. I told them, look, on 121, you would see this happen. To win, focus on the top 5 4 digits. I promise you will see this happen. They will manifest 121 to 129 in Michigan. The number 3 specifically. You see it right there. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, 700. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my VIP that I can make manifest my very last number you see. Manifest straight. 115 to 124. Met the deadline date. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 661. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my VIP, the only motherfucking big money pattern on fire would manifest straight between the dates 120 and 128. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 2639. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 motherfucking hours. Woo! Triple dollar signed it and told them, look, you would do well. You would do well. Triple dollar signs is on my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Promise the very last motherfucking number you see. Here you go looking at how numbers are not lying. Look on 123. Hey, look on 120. Hey, look on 122. Wait a minute. Y'all see this for yourself. Why you not listening? How come you're not hearing me? Why you not paying attention? Ladies and gentlemen, 2902. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep don't lie. I told you, nobody would be considering that big money combination to do it. Now look, let's go to 875. You see it for yourself. I guarantee that big money combination, 118 to 126. The number 4 big money pattern in North Carolina. Here I go showing off right here. The number 4 again and again. Numbers don't lie. Ladies and gentlemen, you got that 716. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my number 1 big money pattern would manifest straight in New York between the dates 120 and 128. Ladies and gentlemen, 7376. Ladies and gentlemen, the black sheep on time for New York, 124, same motherfucking day. I told you, the numbers are not lying. Ladies and gentlemen, 694. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise 694 would manifest straight. 123 to 21. Ladies and gentlemen, 845. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised 845 would manifest straight. 123 to 131. Ladies and gentlemen, 904. Black sheep on time to manifest straight. And you know that I don't usually include these, so you should take advantage of knowing this information right here, because I normally don't waste time on those 3 digits. Promised, ladies and gentlemen, the top 2 big money patterns would manifest. You got your 118, ladies and gentlemen, only big money pattern on fire. 118 straight, 118 to 127. Ladies and gentlemen, 1, 4, 3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, number one motherfucking big money pattern. I told you I could make this happen between the dates 118 to 126. It manifested. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 782. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP 782 would manifest 120 to 128 in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this, me showing off. 782 straight 2 times for Michigan. 123 to 131. Ladies and gentlemen, 484. Ladies and gentlemen, black sheep will manifest on time straight. Look at that, 484. I told you. 116 to 124. Even to the deadline date, we're going to be great. You see it for yourself. Here you go again, ladies and gentlemen. I promise the very last motherfucking number you see, I can make it manifest first. You see it right there for yourself. 448 is the big money pattern that dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, 5470. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it. I promise 1, 2, 3. You see it for yourself. The 1, 2, 3 will manifest guaranteed in Ohio between the dates 121 and 130. Here I go showing off again. Ladies and gentlemen, only motherfucking big money pattern on fire. How can you lose? How can you lose by not paying motherfucking attention? Here we go again. 5, 6 deuce. Number one motherfucking big money pattern. Straight 122 to 131. I told you. This is investing 101. Okay, let's go over some of these real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see 7543, 694. I told you 694. 7354. You're going to see 926. I told you 926 and 296. 706. Watch out for 9702, 573, 7920, 3432. You got 0103234. You got 1265868. You got 2165. You got 487, 748, 531, 6368, 752, and 725. Ladies and gentlemen, combined, you got your 7543, 694, 7354, 926, 296, 706, 972, 573, 7920, 3432, 010, 3234, 1265, 868. 2165. You got 487, 748, 531, 6368, and 752, 725. These are big money pattern combinations for all states. 5361 on fire. 511 fire. 989 fire. 9715 733 1551 1378 858 9857 6472. You got your 007. You got 5361 511. Got 989 9715 733 1551 1378 858 9857 6472. You got 007 and 010, all on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are big money pattern combinations from all states. These will work. I'm telling you, 2666 9862 149. You got 109 225. Watch out for 971 142 575. Ohio 1574. You got 8270. You got 571 805 771. Watch out for 9180 6587. I'm in love with those two. 712 731 991. Watch out for 0394 3874 139 689 911. You got 685 936 272. You got 7542 6740. You got 582. You got 847 and 122. Ladies and gentlemen, these numbers are good from 125 to deuce, deuce. For those who are interested in joining a real VIP team where exclusively all you need to do is focus on one number. If you run that one number from the time that I tell you to run it and stop gambling, invest in yourself. Invest in the best. I am the best at what I do. You see it for yourself every single day. I'm making promises. I'm keeping those promises. I'm guaranteeing my work every single day, multiple times each day. So I think they're ready to start coming at me a little bit more tougher than what they had been. So it's very important that you keep up with my email because I ain't even really a big fan of social media, especially when they like to ban you for spitting nothing but the truth. I spit nothing but accuracy every single day. Pure accuracy. Number one, fire. Triple dollar sign. Pay close attention to the very first triple dollar sign and the very last triple dollar sign. So at some point, you will graduate and you will be investing in that number one, the fire, and that first triple dollar sign. You may even add the very last number you see to your portfolio. And once you start doing this, 2 to 3 drawings to 2 to 3 days, you will start a winning streak. This is residual income. And as you increase the bet, guess what? You're going to increase your return on your investment. I'm going to see everybody at the winner's table no matter what. I did post a cheat sheet on my Facebook page, Dynamic Predictions, LLC. That's the only place you'll see it other than my private Discord channel, which is for VIP clients only. Those VIP clients are clients that have either purchased from the website or they purchased directly to me to be a VIP member. Remember, the website carries everything that you see on the Discord channel, but there's a delay before I upload it because I am crunching the numbers. So when you see them, you know on the website, this is what you invest in, no matter what, in order to win, no matter what. So again, if you can't budget the first number, fire, and the first triple dollar sign, which is the fifth number, just do the first number. You cannot go wrong. How many times did you see me produce the number one, especially with the 3 digits straight? So let me show you something. I did get a chance to put together something, and let's see if I get it. Let's see. Here we go. I put this together after I did all of my predictions. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? While meteorologists predict the weather, I'm predicting the lottery with unbelievable accuracy using transcendental meditation and astral projection. I tap into the energy, frequency, and vibration of number combinations, bringing you quantum data from the future. No luck, no flips, mirrors, rundowns needed. No computer program, just pure supernatural ability to manipulate the matrix and manifest big money patterns. Focus on my number one, number two, fire, triple dollar signs, and watch your residual income skyrocket. Your return on your investment will just keep increasing rapidly. This is not gambling at all. It's investing 2 to 3 drawings to 2 to 3 days with at least the number one big money pattern combination. I forecast the lottery accurately multiple times daily, a minimum of 70 to over 100 times daily, usually within 24 to 48 hours, making big money pattern combinations manifest, winning formulas, and strategies to diversify your portfolio. Tune into my YouTube channel. It's there. Updating you on the big money patterns and phenomenal winning lottery prediction results. All information is for investment purposes only. Dynamic Predictions LLC does not advocate or promote gambling. So, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. My accuracy guarantee for 3 digits is 95% straight, 100% box by the deadline date. 4 digits, 87% straight, 97% box by deadline date. Want to learn more about my predictive model and how it can change your life? Visit my website and let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take me a little small break. I'm going to see everybody at the winner's table no matter what.